Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of MissFlips. So if you guys haven't been here before, my name is Marissa and I am on a mission to raise $20,000 by the end of this year just by flipping furniture. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm saving for a down payment on a house. So in today's episode, we are going to flip this dresser into this dresser. And if you guys like this video already, please make sure to like and subscribe and comment and do all those things. Share with your friends. I share a lot of great useful tips in these videos. And yeah, come along this journey with me. Let's get flipping. So I got this dresser off of Facebook Marketplace for free. And as you can see, it is quite the project piece. The top is detached from the bottom of the dresser, and there are two drawers that are missing up top. So I have to try to figure out what to do with this top space while still making it look cohesive and neat and clean and pretty. So we're gonna start there. So I actually happened to have these two extra pieces of wood lying around, and they ended up being the perfect height for what I was looking for. So now I'm just cutting these boards down to size so that they'll fit, but I had to kind of puzzle piece them together and make pieces that would fit in the leftover space, just because I didn't get these cut specifically for this piece. And so now we're just putting down some glue and making sure that the boards stick. And now we're gonna take the hardware off so that we can get sanding. So as you can see, this is a little unstable. The legs of the dresser were propped up on wheels, and then also the fronts of them were cracking. So instead of trying to repair those, I actually decided that I was just gonna completely replace them. So I started by taking off the decorative wood that was around the leg so that later I could saw off the actual leg. Luckily, I realized that we had a power saw in our garage, and if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know that I have hand sawed quite a few things. So yeah, this power saw definitely made a difference. And so now I'm screwing on the attachment for the new legs that I got from Home Depot. And I actually ended up getting shorter legs than I filmed here because I got these ones and they just ended up being a little too tall. So I went back to Home Depot and bought, I think they were around 6 inches. And now I'm gonna hammer the trim back onto the bottom of the piece. That way the legs and the metal there are hidden underneath the skirt of the trim. I actually kind of lucked out on that. I hadn't thought about hiding that until afterwards, so I definitely lucked out on the fact that this piece did come with trim. And so now we're just gonna put some wood filler in the creases between the boards just to make it a little bit more smooth and finished. I didn't have the foresight to think about trying to fit the sander in here. Otherwise, I think I would have done this probably a little differently. But I smoothed it out as well as I could. Knowing that I couldn't get in there to sand it down to make it nice and smooth, I just, yeah, made it as smooth as possible. So when I got to sanding the drawers, I realized the wood on top was actually kind of peeling off. Underneath, I found these really cool boards. They were almost like crate planks, and it was really awesome. So I actually just decided to go with that look and peel off the front of it. This was the most difficult process. Looking back on it, it probably would have been a lot easier if I had a heat gun to do this with. That way it would have melted the glue a little bit and it would have peeled off a little easier. But all I had was this paint spatula thing and a rubber mallet. So I went ham and did a combination of just chipping away at the wood and sanding. But look how pretty the wood is underneath. Oh my gosh. And so now we're gonna take some water and mix that with a little bit of bleach. And we're gonna put it into a spray bottle. And then we're just gonna spray that mixture right onto the natural wood. But you really wanna coat it with that bleach just to make sure that you're really getting the bleach in there, soaked in. So it will hopefully get rid of that green color and give it a cool sun-bleached kind of feeling. Now these nails were kind of in the way, and whenever I set the top part of the dresser on top, it always kind of messed with it, so I thought I would go in and just organize them a little bit more so it would go on a little easier. After that, I just wiped off the piece with a microfiber cloth, making sure I get all the dirt off there. And then I got this primer that's a no sand primer. So all I had to do was just roll it on there and call it a day. I did 3 coats of this just to make sure that none of that paint underneath was gonna show through. I forget how long I let it dry for. Each can of paint should tell you how long to let it dry for. And so I just let it dry for the recommended amount of time between each coat. And now we're doing a second coat of bleaching, and this time I'm gonna leave it to sit in the sun a little bit. And after that dried, there was a couple of splits on one of the drawers, so I just made sure to go in there with some wood filler and fill in those cracks. And then I sanded all of the drawers down just to get rid of some of the gunk that the bleach had kicked up. And yeah, gave it another coat. And this drawer was kind of coming apart. I think this piece had gone through some sun damage before, so I just went in with some glue and put it into the creases of the dovetail, and then just made sure to hold it down for a little bit, smear out all the extra glue that kind of spills out. And for our paint, I am using a white linen chalk paint, and I'm using a roller to apply that. That just makes sure that the coat is nice and smooth. I didn't want to have any brush strokes on this piece, so I went in with a paint roller and then touched up the corners where the paint roller couldn't get with a little synthetic brush. So I applied 2 coats of the paint on top of the primer, and I let it again dry for the recommended time that was on the can. And so for the drawers, I wanted it to be a little bit whiter and just to pop a little bit more with that sun bleaching kind of feel. So I went ahead and made a wash, and how you do that is you mix the paint that you're gonna use or the color that you want with a lot of water. You want to go with how dark you want it to be with that color. Start with more water than you think you need, that way it's lighter, and then you can always thick it up with a little bit more paint as you go along if it turns out to be too light. And so now I'm painting the back of the drawers because I wanted the back to be cohesive with the front of the piece as well. So I'm just gonna do 1 coat of the white paint on the back of the drawers. I went ahead and polished the inside of the drawers with this wood restoring liquid. And that just makes the inside of the drawers just pop really nicely and have a nice finished polish to them. And for the top coat, I am using a clear matte finish. And I went ahead and applied 2 coats of this, letting it dry in between and giving it a scuff sand in between each coat. And for the distressing is so easy. All you have to do is grab some coarse sandpaper and go over the edges that would naturally be distressed. You want to gauge this by like doing it on the corners of things, not necessarily in the middle of the piece, but just things that, you know, would naturally receive some wear and tear, like edges. And you can kind of do this to your own personal taste. I wanted it to be like a little distressed but not too distressed, so I didn't sand too much off. I just made sure it looked kind of natural and just worn a little bit. And now we're going over the piece with the second coat of primer. So I don't know if you guys have tips for me, but I was really having trouble trying to get these pieces clean. I tried the baking soda in the boiling water technique and letting them sit there for a little bit, but that didn't really seem to work for me. So yeah, if you guys have any tips on how to get these things clean, I would really appreciate it. And unfortunately, I couldn't get rub and buff anywhere available in stores. I went to local art stores and craft stores, even Michael's, and I couldn't find any rub and buff. So I ended up having to settle for this gold paint that actually ended up looking pretty nice, but I still would have preferred to have like even a copper or a gold rub and buff instead. And so now we're gonna attach that hardware back on. Drawers are kind of sticking a little bit, so I'm gonna go in there and kind of wax it down with a candle. So we'll see how that works. So for the sides of the drawers, I wanted to put something, you know, just a little accent to really send this piece over the top and make it feel complete. So I grabbed this stencil from Michael's and just put it on the sides of every drawer. And for the empty space, I actually decided to go with these baskets. If you want to learn how I made these baskets, I actually have another tutorial video on how to do that, and I'll make sure to include that link here. Alright guys, so that's the piece. If you guys are interested in learning how to make those baskets, click here in one of these places, and the link will be there for you to that video. Alright, so let's talk prices. So I got this piece for free off of Facebook Marketplace, so that was a score. Keep in mind, when I am listing these materials, I am not factoring in that I will be using these materials that I bought for pieces that I make in the future. All in all, I spent about 11 hours on this piece. The white paint costed $20, the no sand primer was $11, the stencil was $4, the basket materials were just over $3, the gold paint for the hardware was $10, the wood polish was $10 as well, and the legs altogether with the metal pieces to attach them were $21, so that puts us just over $80. So that's an all-in budget of $80, and I'm gonna list this piece on Facebook Marketplace for $480. We're gonna see if we can get that. I do know that I'm kind of testing out the markets a little bit. When it comes to pricing, I'm still a little new to that, and I'm still trying to figure out what sells best in my area and for how much, what the range goes for refurbished furniture like this. So I'm still kind of testing the waters and seeing what works. So we're gonna try with 480 and I'll let you guys know. Keep posted in the comments. I will update the sell price that I end up selling it for in the description below. Also, another way to keep posted, if an item doesn't sell by the time I post this video, a great way to stay tuned is actually to go to my Instagram page, the MissFlips, which I will include a link in the description, and I will have a highlight story there that lists how much I bought it for, how much I sold it for, and what my profit margin was. So yeah, that's the video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. It was so beautiful and I really am happy with the way that this one turned out. And also, I just had a lot of fun doing it. I highly recommend getting into this if you are at all interested. It is a great way to spend your time and a great way to make some extra money on the side. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. Stay tuned for more. We got so much more for you coming up. So yeah, thank you so much.